Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good time. Welcome to the second episode of my creative writing series. Today I'll be talking about inspiration, how important it is, and where does it come from. If you have trouble following along, please turn on the captions to this video and stick around till the end of the video for a surprise. I hope you like it. Let's not waste any time and jump right into it. Now, I know that you may not recognize this fellow, especially if you're based out of India. That's all right. Allow me to introduce you to him. His name is Sachindanand Vatsyayan, also known by his pen name Agge. He's the author of the famous NCRT Hindi textbook chapter titled Main Kyun Likhta Hoon or Why Do I Write? In this lesson, he says that some people write because of external reasons, while others write because something pains their conscience so much that they're moved to the point of writing. We have already talked about these factors in episode 1, which you should probably check out. He recounts the time when he remained unmoved by the incoming reports about the atomic bomb which was dropped over Hiroshima. He felt sad, but he was not moved. That was until he visited the place himself and he saw a large boulder with the imprint of a man upon it, signifying that the person standing in front of the boulder had been obliterated and vaporized by the energy of the bomb and had left a mark on that boulder. This moved him to write. This is Stephen Pressfield, author of The War of Art. He explains the one difference between the professional writer and an amateur writer. The professional does not wait for inspiration to hit him. He just sits on his table and gets in the set number of pages. The amateur, on the other hand, deals with things such as the writer's block or the imposter syndrome, whereas the pro just does not care about his feelings. He does what he has to do and he delivers on time. But that would mean that people like Bukowski and George R. R. Martin are not professional writers. And that's not exactly wrong if you consider their nonchalant nature regarding their writing. They wish to create for themselves rather than for others. In a sense, what the viewers of this video aspire to be is not a professional writer, but rather a good one. This is something I personally believe in, so take it with a plate full of salt. Not all ideas are meant to be written down once they have been conceived. It may be hard to decide which idea to pen down and which idea to keep inside your mind lingering at first, but like everything, practice helps considerably. Your ideas, no matter if you choose to write them down straight away or keep them in your head, will be clarified and modified as you write them. It's like an extra topping being sprinkled on your ice cream as it is being handed over to you. Out of these ideas, the ones you're going to flush straight out on the paper are going to be for yourself. They're going to be raw and instantaneous. The energy of each idea will determine whether or not that idea wishes to be expressed upon a paper. The ideas which you're going to hold back in your mind will serve your cause when you will be asked to write something creatively by the world. You would perhaps fuse these ideas together to write about something completely else, or fuse them with an idea your audience wants you to talk about. Let's say you have an idea about mental health. You decide to keep it in because you don't feel it tugging at your finger. The next day, your college wants you to write in the sports magazine. So you will try to link sports and mental health together so that the idea finds an outlet in the very end. While the world may praise the write up you submit to the college magazine, your heart will always beat faster while talking about the one that could not wait to be expressed on its own without concern of any external opportunity. Since we have talked about the importance of ideas, it is also important to talk about where do ideas come from. You will have different answers to this question depending on which school of psychological thought, philosophy, or theology you subscribe to. In my humble opinion, I believe they come from what we observe in the world. The human mind is obsessed with finding a pattern. Our ideas are an essence of the patterns we observe in our surroundings, which is why people's writings are affected a lot by their geographical surroundings. Some ideas come to you when you're emotionally unstable, such as when you're in too much pain or too much happiness. Other ideas come to you when you're in a deep philosophical brooding and you're trying to find various pre existing ideas in your head in order to make sense of them. The new idea born through a philosophical route will be the solution to the fight of ideas going on in one's head, while the one born through an emotional route will be a consolation for one's present state of mind and emotions. Of course, you're allowed to be inspired by other people's ideas. Just remember to make your own valuable additions to it before you go ahead and present it, lest you may appear as a copycat. That also does not mean ruining a good idea simply because you wanted to change it slightly in order to call it your own. That's just a little caveat I wanted to point out. So here's a small exercise for you. You have to write like 5 to 10 lines about the emotion pain. I suggest that you use your surroundings because they're going to add a touch of familiarity. Notice how you're being to asked to think about an emotion. The idea born in your head will be born through an intellectual route and not an emotional one, even though the subject is an emotion. That is, unless A, you're in pain right now, which should not be, I hope you're all right, or B, you have a latent idea born out of the emotion of pain lying around in your head, which you decided not to put on a paper in the past. In this case, the idea is born through an emotional route. Now, in my surrounding, there is a toilet, and I have a picture on my phone of a friend smoking in front of a no smoking sign. I'm going to frame a story around that. Pause the video, and I'll meet you on the other side. Good. Now that you're done, let's see what I have written. Let me read out mine for you. And as I sit here smoking in this 5 by 5 toilet, I think of all the pain that we have kept locked up inside ourselves. I'm happy because the cigarette is a loyal companion. At least, each puff of smoke that I exhale reminds me of the fact that I'm alive. When you are where I am, I think we all are willing to grasp onto the threads simply to ignore the inevitable. At the end of the day, the pain never lessens, it just gets lost in cigarette smoke. Now, mind you, this is just a thought up scenario. I do not either support cigarette smoking or breaking the law. I know reading that paragraph may have made you feel as if yours was not up to the mark. That is because I use certain techniques which I stumbled upon after writing for a long period of time. Many writers I personally know write way better than that and use far too many techniques. I will talk about them as well, but that would be our next episode. Alright folks, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining me and I hope you liked the video. Please like, comment and share this video around. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and about the surprise. I'm very happy to announce that I would be starting my introduction to psychology series very soon and I hope you guys will like that. Take care.